What if I told you that whether you believe in God or not, might come down to how your brain handles fear? Scientists have discovered that believers and non-believers have fundamentally different psychological wiring. And what drives atheism isn't what most people think. Let's find out what's really going on. Research shows that atheism often has roots in early life experiences. A major study found that people who become atheists frequently had one or more of these childhood factors. First, absent or negative religious exposure. Many atheists simply weren't raised with religion, so belief in God never became a default mental framework. Second, and this is interesting, questioning authority figures. Psychologists found that children who regularly questioned their parents, teachers, and rules were more likely to become atheistic adults. They developed a mindset of, prove it to me, rather than accepting things on faith. Third, early exposure to science and critical thinking. When children learn to demand evidence and test hypotheses from a young age, they often apply this same framework to religious claims later in life. But here's what's crucial: these aren't conscious choices children make. These are environmental and temperamental factors shaping their psychological development. This early conditioning connects directly to personality traits. Big Five personality research reveals clear patterns among atheists. They score significantly higher on openness to experience. They're more curious, more willing to challenge traditions, and more comfortable with unconventional ideas. They're the people who ask why and how do you know, constantly. They also tend to score lower on agreeableness in specific ways. Not that they're unkind, but they're less likely to go along with group consensus just to maintain harmony. If everyone at the table believes something, atheists are psychologically more comfortable being the one dissenting voice. And here's a big one. Lower neuroticism in some studies. While religion often provides comfort during anxiety and uncertainty, atheists tend to cope with life's uncertainties without needing that particular psychological safety net. But it goes even deeper than personality. Cognitive psychology has revealed actual differences in how atheist brains process information. They show stronger analytical thinking patterns. When faced with statements like, God answers prayers, atheists' brains immediately activate critical analysis circuits. They're mentally asking, what's the evidence? Could there be another explanation? They also have lower mentalizing tendencies. Mentalizing is when we attribute minds, intentions, and agency to things. Religious people more easily see intention and design everywhere, in nature, in coincidences, in their own lives. Atheists' brains are less likely to make these connections. A beautiful sunset is just atmospheric physics, not a divine painting. They demonstrate what psychologists call cognitive closure resistance. Most people feel uncomfortable leaving big questions unanswered. Our brains crave closure. Atheists have trained themselves, or are naturally inclined, to be okay with, we don't know yet, as a permanent answer to questions like, why does the universe exist? Now, all of this might sound purely intellectual, but let's get real about the emotional side, because this matters just as much. Many atheists describe a profound sense of liberation. Freedom from guilt, fear of hell, or feeling constantly watched. Psychologically, this can be incredibly relieving. However, research also shows atheists face unique psychological challenges. Higher rates of existential anxiety in some populations. The weight of creating your own meaning without a cosmic blueprint. Studies show some atheists struggle more with death anxiety initially, though many eventually find peace in naturalistic acceptance. There's also social isolation. In religious majority areas, atheists often hide their beliefs to avoid judgment, leading to what psychologists call identity concealment stress. They're managing a hidden part of themselves. And many who deconvert from religion experience genuine grief, losing community, losing a worldview that once comforted them, sometimes losing family relationships. So the psychology of atheism is complex. It's shaped by childhood experiences, personality traits, cognitive processing styles, and emotional needs working together. There's no single atheist brain or atheist personality, but there are clear patterns that help us understand how and why some people don't believe in God. Understanding these differences helps us appreciate the diversity of human thought and experience, whether we believe in God or not. What do you think? Does this match your experience or challenge your assumptions? Drop your thoughts below, and if this made you think differently, hit subscribe for more deep dives into human psychology. See you in the next one.